the burning of coal is the largest contributor to climate change or global warming or global climate disruption, whatever you want to call it. When carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere, it acts like a greenhouse window. In other words, solar radiation comes into the atmosphere, and then it doesn't go back out like it used to when there wasn't this blanket of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And so this is real, this is happening, this is scientific fact, and anybody who says otherwise is either misinformed or lying. So we're more certain that humans are causing the climate to change than we are that cigarettes cause cancer. So I don't think anybody debates that. Pretty much, that's pretty well accepted fact, and about 95% of scientists believe that, but about 97% of climate scientists believe that humans are causing the climate to warm. So yeah, those are some good points. So carbon dioxide, when it's released into the atmosphere, it dissolves into the oceans, and it makes the oceans more acidic, and that is killing coral reefs, and that's also damaging, locally here for Washington State, our fishing industry on the coast. No, about 20% of their power, of their electrical power, comes from this facility in Montana that they're partial owners of, and that's broken down on that sheet. And what we also want to show is that there are abundant opportunities to replace this power with renewables like wind and solar and energy efficiency. And if we switch over to those three things primarily, that's going to create a lot of jobs right here in Eastern Washington and statewide. So we can create thousands of jobs, family wage, career jobs, statewide. Part of this paradigm shift that is hard for us to wrap our heads around, at least for the business as usual, is that it's not a transition from fossil fuels to the next silver bullet. Like, there's no next silver bullet. It's going to be a more complicated, complex process where we need solar panels on our roofs, we need our homes more energy efficient, we need big massive windmill farms, we need also big solar projects, but we're not going to say, oh, all we need is windmills, right? Because we need a way to store the energy from the windmills when the wind isn't blowing, and figure out, because you can have a coal plant on all day, but the wind doesn't necessarily already blow. So it's a complicated process, and that's the fossil fuel industry is really good to say, oh, well, the wind doesn't blow all the time, so so they're good at sort of confusing people with misinformation. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to be open to the possibility of something that we're not used to seeing. There to be legislation in this legislative session, and what would need to be included in that legislation would be agreed upon retirement schedule for the Coalstrip facility in Montana, whenever that's going to be, and then also replacement power package with clean wind, solar, and energy efficiency that will create good family wage jobs. So how the power is replaced and when the facility is shut down, those are key elements to any legislation that we do. And we're likely to have Eastern Washington folks go over to Olympia to talk to.
And this is the governor's bill, which is called the Climate Pollution Accountability Act. We passed out some of these at the first workshop, and we hardly have any left. So if you have one, don't take another and share. But we are asking through this bill, the Carbon Pollution Accountability Act, that polluters pay if they are dumping more than 240 tons of coal, of carbon in the atmosphere. So the price is $12 a ton. These are, California has already done this. California, I can't remember the name of the bill, but it voted on this 2 years ago. It's starting to work. British Columbia has a carbon tax. California has cap and trade, and Oregon this year is doing the same thing we are, which is trying to push one through the legislature. If we get this whole region, from British Columbia down through San Diego, we will be the world's 5th largest economy, and we will have a cap on carbon, which will be a model for the U.S., which is otherwise lacking some really good climate legislation, as you may know.
No,
That I am here because my faith values call me to care for creation, and so we must put a price on carbon. I don't care if you say, I want to save the polar bears, so I want to do this, but we're here as faith community, and I really, really want you, the faith community, us, to weigh in on this. This is a moral issue, as I said in the beginning, and so